lastly, phone pouches have left the concert venue and entered your workplace. Companies including ID.me have been locking employee devices in Yonder-style sealed pouches during shifts, the same technology used at comedy shows, school classrooms, and concerts. JPMorgan Chase's Jamie Dimon, who I love referencing from time to time, has called phones in meetings, quote unquote, disrespectful. The trend is spreading, but the research behind it is shakier than the headline suggests. University of Southampton researcher Adrian Chatty's work shows phone bans can help with routine, repetitive work by cutting distractions. But the evidence gets murkier for complex roles that require creativity or judgment. You can lock a phone in a pouch, but you can't lock out a distracted mind. There's also the trust dimension people aren't talking about. Pouch locking an employee's personal device says something specific about the employer-employee relationship. Whether it sits on, we care about your focus, or we don't trust you to manage yourself, probably depends on whether anyone has asked employees what they thought about it before rolling it out. Jenny, would you let your company lock up your phone?
No, and this is utterly ridiculous. Like, this is the most ridiculous thing I think we might have talked about because it serves no purpose, right? And also just no, right? So we now live in a world where if I'm at work, I'm sat at a hot desk probably. So I don't have any other phone. I might not even have a work phone, okay? So if I had children or I cared for a parent or somebody else in my family, or I don't know, I'm just a bloody grown up and I might want to just have some conversations, taking my phone away doesn't do that. It makes sense in a comedy show, right? Because you don't want people to film that. You don't want people to take photos. You don't want that to be shared. It makes sense in a classroom because you are learning and you're a child and you are more easily distracted and you are there to learn for an hour and then go and do something else. At work, I am in charge of my time. I am there for 7 hours and I am a grown up. And this is just absolutely just mind-boggling to me that this even thinks like I've just got no words.
It is a bit mind-boggling, but it does happen, and I think you're right. It's the context. It's the why is it being done? Because there are company environments where, because of security concerns, kind of along the lines of the comedy concert, they don't want data coming out like that. You can't take your phone into certain environments. Like, and also this is someone's typically with. Very few companies are not even providing company devices. Like, this is your personal item. This is yours. Yeah. And companies have policies around when and when you cannot use your phone sometimes, especially if you're in retail environments, hospitality, healthcare. They don't want you using your phone out in front of the public. But also it's worth looking at those company policies, because I know there was a certain casino that I worked with one time that launched an employee app and wanted employees to use this as a resource with their customers, because there were maps in there, there was instructions, restaurant times, all those things in there. But the employee policy said, do not use your phone in front of customers.
Yeah.
So which is it?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to use my phone, except I am allowed to use my phone. So then that then puts the employee in an impossible situation.
Yeah, but it's also linked to having an employee app on a phone. Do you know what I mean? All the work we've done in our respective careers of introducing technology to frontline workspaces, manufacturing, retail, nearly all the policies are you can't have your phone in that environment. And if there's a reason, it makes sense. Like I've been into places that are secure and you have to put all of your personal belongings into a locker before you're allowed to go through, right? That's quite normal in places that are, government related and security related. And I'm totally fine with that in those environments. And that's what's expected. It's sort of part of the contract, that. But if I'm just going to work and someone at, JPMorgan is now going to say, oh, we're just going to take everyone's phones away, have the bloody conversation about the fact that you need to put your phone away when you're in a meeting. Like, that's, you're just not having the difficult conversation, because it's easier to say, oh, actually just everyone put it in a locker. Have the conversation. Hey, Jamie, put your phone away. I'm in a meeting. It's not that hard.
Right. Well, and to be fair, I'm not aware that JPMorgan Chase is doing this. It's their CEO, who I love referencing, Jamie Dimon. He is saying that phones and meetings are disrespectful, but let's say they are.
Yes.
And I work at JPMorgan Chase. I would lock my phone up if Jamie Dimon locked his phone up. Do you think he's seat locking his phone up?
No.
Not a chance. Not a chance. So the fact that that's fine if you want to say, hey, when we're in meetings, put the phones away, fine. But locking it up, because that to me, going back to the thing, we care about your focus versus we